Good evening. My name is Shannon Kelly. I'm thrilled to be here with you tonight. Welcome to EDCO PubTalk. There is an absolute downpour happening. Hopefully you can hear my voice over these raindrops. Thank you to Open Space for hosting us this month, and thank you Hand in Hand Productions for the multi-room stream. Has anyone had a chance to have some food? So good. How about the mocktails? So good. Well, thank you to Rio Room Event Venue and Catering Kitchen, and of course, our Sips cocktail service for the drinks. And also thank you, Daniel and Stark Photography, for taking headshots tonight. Who had their headshot taken? Very good. I can't wait to see them. I am hosting tonight's Pub Talk program thanks to MC sponsor OSU Cascades. The new Energy Innovation Center at OSU Cascades opened for business this week. It's a nexus for researchers, industry, entrepreneurs, and talent seeking to accelerate energy innovation and turn ideas into deployable solutions and economic opportunity. Visit osukascades.edu/EIC to learn more. And also, thank you to our Pub Talk title sponsors for making Pub Talk a reality every month. We invite them up to the stage and we have them introduce themselves to you. So first up, welcome Jordan Smith from CMIT Solutions. He's actually not able to be here in person, but we wanted to share that on his behalf, CMIT Solutions provides IT services and support here in Central Oregon. They are the best. We miss you, Jordan. We look forward to having you back at our next Pub Talk. It just isn't the same without him. Next up, Kurt Barker from Best in Krieger. Kurt, how are you doing?
Thank you. For those who aren't familiar, at BBK, I'm the firm-wide practice group leader for our labor and employment team. Here at EDCO, I'm that bad penny that just keeps showing up at the Pub Talk doing his thing. So we're going to do a quick AI wellness check tonight. But first of all, somebody under their lucky fanny has a $100 gift card of Old Mill Bucks. So you could check under your seats. You might have could you hold it up if you're the winner, by the way? No gum. There's very hygienic chairs. I'm sure EDCO scrubbed them all. There's a consolation prize, these BBK Tide pens. You got one too. Shannon, I brought one for you.
Oh, thank you, Kurt.
I never know what to do with them though. I feel like, do we have a new marketing slogan like we erase your mistakes, yo?
BBK will clean up all your messes.
There you go. Thank you. Perfect.
Thanks, Kurt. Who won the gift? Did the gift card get picked?
Did someone find the gift card? We're gonna have to keep patrolling the seats. Well, I wouldn't say there's $100 under one of these chairs. Old Mill Bucks gift card. Just saying. No, don't grab under someone else's seat while they're sitting in it. Okay. Could we have the poll up now that I've totally distracted the audience? So please help us out. We're just doing a quick survey on AI governance. It's a single question. You can pull up your phones. You've neglected your phones for 3 whole minutes. You can pull them out now. Okay. While we're doing that, I wanted to share a reason why your legal friends at BBK were kind of obsessed with AI governance right now. So there's a strong reason for it. It's called US v. Hefner. No looks of recognition. So yes, US v. Hefner, recent case law decision. Yes, this is where law firm title sponsors go to die. We talk about a case law update. Oh my gosh. But it's a really important one. The court there, it's the first time a court in this country has held that uploading your lawyer-client secrets and strategy emails to Claude, a public AI tool in this case, constitutes a waiver of that confidentiality shield. So yeah, Wow is right. We don't like that nightmare for our clients. I will say, bit of a wake-up call. It's probably not happening in your workplaces right now, attorney-client secrets getting uploaded, but I would bet you somebody's uploading something they shouldn't, right? Financials, client info, heaven forbid a trade secret or two. So we're telling clients a policy and a little bit of training, kind of mandatory right now. And look at this crowd. Yeah, this is pretty typical. We're seeing some that are on it, some aren't. Thank you for getting the results up there so fast. I'll just add, before I leave, if anyone is struggling with this, I've got an AI policy checklist I've developed. Happy to share it. Just send me an email. We don't charge for sending you a slide from my recent talk on this. And please make a policy and do a little training before you need a monster Tide pen. Thank you.
Thanks, Kurt. Yeah, Tide pens can only do so much when it comes to AI. That's the truth. All right, next up, Julianne Horner from Providence Health Plan. Julianne, what do you got for us?
Hi, everybody. I'm Julianne with Providence Health Plan. I usually get to come up here and talk to you about whatever campaign is happening this month in health benefits or anything along those lines. But tonight, I'm hoping you're going to humor me and you're going to let me take you down a little history. Because many of you have heard that Providence St. Joseph has made some changes. And I want to tell you why. Providence St. Joseph was founded over 100 years ago by 6 nuns who came to the Pacific Northwest and said, we want to provide health care to anyone, that is, anyone, their creed, their race, their gender. We just want to provide health care. And out bloomed Providence Health System and the mission of know, care, and ease the way. And that continued on until about 40 years ago. They said we need to also not just provide health care, but we need to make it affordable. So they came out with the Providence Health Plan, which is the insurance side. Now, fast forward 40 years. Health, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, that healthcare has changed dramatically. So the health system is going back to its roots, and they're saying it is time for us to be just a healthcare provider. So we are absorbing down and just going to be a healthcare provider. So why I'm telling you all that is out of thanks and gratitude for the last 40 years of you allowing Providence Health Plan to serve you. We serve over 600,000 lives today. We've served over hundreds and thousands of lives through Oregon and Southwest Washington over those 40 years, and it has meant the world to us to be able to care for you. So as we close this down, we want to tell you thank you. Thank you for honoring us and allowing us to care for you and to ease your way. And we hope that when you go to a Providence facility, that you know that that was designed so that you get the best care at the right time and at the right place. So if you have any questions, we're here to help you, and we hope that you enjoy the evening.
Wow. Thanks, Julianne. That's a big deal. All right. Unfortunately, Julie Summers with Kiln was unable to be here with us tonight, but we're grateful to have a special video to share in their place. Let's take a look.
I had been looking for a co-working space for a long time.
I wanted to be around people that could help me focus, feel innovative and creative.
And when I found out about Kiln, I was really excited because it seemed like they wanted to invest in people like me.
Kiln cares about every startup, set up an environment and a culture to foster helpfulness.
It feels like you're part of something. There are people that care about you, know your business, they're working, there's energy.
In person matters a lot. And so I think that's why Kiln is able to create and actually like foster a more rich community experience.
When people walk in here, see the beautiful dynamic environment.
Designed to bring a lot of different people together with different backgrounds and different jobs and personalities.
It just really is a positive for our company.
All of that contributes to the work that you do and how productive you feel.
Simplifies our lives. See energy, I think, matters at our stage when we are small.
Be able to have this group, this community where you can go and say, hey, I really need your help. Are you willing? And just have so many people freely volunteer their time. And
people will be like, oh, where should we meet? I'll be like, let's meet at Kiln. It's like this central location. Everyone knows about it and they want to be here.
Thank you, Kiln. If you haven't had a chance to connect with Julie, please do. She is a lovely person. And next up, Trevor Campbell with Kernut Stokes. Trevor, how you doing? It's a nice photo of you, Trevor.
Yeah, I clean up all right.
Yeah, I'll say so.
Hi, I'm Trevor Campbell. I'm with Kernut Stokes. We're CPAs and consultants. I suspect that if I asked you what a CPA is, some of you would be able to say what the actual words are, certified public accountant. I suspect that most of you wouldn't be able to actually say what that means. That's something I've kind of had an interesting struggle with my whole career. Before this, I did a lot of things, one of which was a cheesemaker. When you tell someone you're a cheesemaker, they're just like, oh, cool, cheesemaker. When you tell someone you're a CPA, they're like, oh, yeah. And they kind of like nod and smile and then, and then hope that the conversation changes soon. So I thought I'd tell you what a CPA is tonight and why I like being one. Certified public accountant. You got the accountant part. Certified means we passed a test. The public part's kind of interesting because what it means is that we work for the public, even though our clients are individuals that pay us. Our responsibility is to represent kind of the truth to the public. Anything that we present, whether it's a tax return, a financial statement, we're signing our name to it so that anybody else, not just our clients, can rely on that information to make decisions, whether that's investment decisions or, again, to the IRS, the position that the company's taking on a tax return. So that's an interesting kind of dichotomy that we have. Why I like being a CPA is because we get to be in that position where we're working with businesses, and often we work with businesses from a compliance standpoint first, but that's kind of the lowest hanging fruit of what we do. What we really are is in a position to see everything that companies do, and then to work with a variety of companies and to help them think about, hey, I've seen a dozen other companies try it. Maybe you should try this. And then we get to share that. And we're kind of the center of a wheel of all of these different operations and different industries. And I find that to be a really dynamic and incredible like career. We also get to see that and go, wow, wait, Emma, what you do is awesome. Hey, we should do that too. So that's another cool part that we get to be in that position. So I'd say when you think about a CPA, think about not just somebody that can help you file your tax returns, but really think about your CPA as somebody that you can lean on to give you advice in all kinds of business scenarios. Because chances are we've looked at them and we've dealt with them. And that's really kind of our best and highest use. So anyway, again, nice to meet you all. Thanks.
Thanks, Trevor. I had no idea about the cheese, and I have questions, so maybe next month. All right, next up, Emma James from Exemplar Wealth Advisors. Emma, how are you?
I really relate to what Trevor said. My line is typically, hi, I'm Emma James. I'm a financial advisor and partner at Exemplar Wealth Advisors, and I dance Argentine tango. And then that's when people go, oh, how interesting. Tell me about that. Forget about the financial advising part. Yeah, I'm a financial advisor. We've been based out of Bend for 25 years now and big advocates for the community that we live in. And I always tell people that what we do, well, we support business owners as they prepare and plan for the exit of their businesses. And we help with taxes, just like Trevor. But at the heart of what we do is helping people navigate transformational wealth. And what I mean by transformational wealth is an event where it could be an inheritance, a legal settlement, a business sale, maybe the 401k that you haven't had access to, that you've been building for all these years. Suddenly, you have this influx of wealth, and you have the potential for that wealth to positively impact your lifestyle. But the problem is that people aren't taught how to be good stewards of that wealth. We don't have a lot of education out there that prepares us on, are we investing correctly? How do we maximize this wealth for our families and also the communities that we're part of? So that's where we step in with education. We help our clients figure out, okay, here's a plan in place that really spells out how you're okay. And not only that, but here's how you can better your community. We always think that the first step in empowerment is education, which is why we host a lot of events. If you look at this QR code and what's on the screen over here, we're hosting an event next month that's all about how to maximize a business sale. How does that affect your family? How do you minimize taxes? What are the first steps that you need to know? And what are the tools that you need to know so that you're empowered to do so? So come join us. It's a good time. We'll give you lunch and you'll hang out with some fun people. Thanks.
Thanks, Emma. May we all receive transformational wealth. Let's give a hand to all of our title sponsors, Best and Krieger, CMIT Solutions, Exemplar Wealth Management Advisors, Kernet Stokes, Kiln, and Providence Health Plan. These partners make PubTalk a reality, and we're so grateful. So we'd love to extend a thank you to all of our EDCO members. EDCO membership underwrites a variety of support and resources, including events just like this one, and efforts to build a prosperous and sustainable economy. And if you're not a member, we'd love to invite you to join us today. We are pleased to announce our newest EDCO members, 9 to 5 office furniture. I believe you all are here somewhere. Cantor HR, EC Electric, Engel and Volker, Eventer Collective. I believe our friends from Eventer are also here. Okay. Hello. Fermani and Associates, Fort Rock Data Center, Hubble Communications, Integrated Builders Group, JF Consultants, Kinetic Mechanical Solutions. Are y'all in the room? Okay. Yep, right over here. Hello. Provia Partners. Y'all in here? Okay. It's really nice to have all of you with us tonight. And then, of course, Taurus. It's been a busy month at EDCO. If you want to hear your business called out at a pub talk and you want to learn more about EDCO membership, please talk to Larry Holman tonight, or really any team member from EDCO. We'd love to have you. So let's hear from Bao. I believe we have a message. If you'll take a look at the screen.
It's like this upper echelon of business, but on the coolest, most approachable level.
I'd like to now introduce one of our favorite people, Gary Braceland, founder and mentor with Bend Outdoor Worx, who has helped bring tonight's startups to life under his guidance, experience, and support. Hi, Gary. Take it away. Good to see you. I'm great.
Good to see you. One of our favorites. You want it? Does it even work? No. Do I need it?
Yes.
Do you need it? Yes. So now the streaming can hear me too? Hey everybody, thanks for coming tonight. This is going to be the best pub talk of the year. Pretty high hopes there. I'm Gary Braceland, co-founder of Bend Outdoor Worx. Bend Outdoor Worx was the first outdoor products accelerator in the nation, possibly the world. I just don't have my fact checkers with me here. We've been around 11 years. We've worked with over 40 companies. We've had a half a dozen exits or so. We also started a production financing fund about a year ago for our bow cohortions, and we have now deployed in the last 2 years over $1.2 million in production financing. We have a pitch event every year in October during Innovation Week to kick off the BVC. Will be Wednesday, October 14th this year, I believe. And we've actually given away over $200,000 at that event in grants. So we're pretty proud of that as well. Applications are open for the next bow cohort, I think. They open next week, so I might be sneaking that out there a little bit. But if you know any companies that would like to go through the program and get the benefits of all the resources that bow deploys, let us know. Send them our way. Anyhow, I don't want to keep talking up here. We got some really cool companies. You're going to get to see some companies out of our latest cohort today. We're going to have Saturday Swimwear, Pine & Co., and Merge 4 for your entertainment tonight. So give them a big hand, and it's going to be an exciting evening. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. See what I'm talking about? And Bend Outdoor Worx always brings the best crowd out. So thanks for being here, y'all. Okay, before we get into our speakers, we have one more point of business. I'd like to welcome to the stage EDCO CEO John Stark. John, how you doing?
What up, Pub Talk Nation? Yeah! Little addition at the end there. So glad you're all here. Gary, thank you so much for partnering with us to fill the stage tonight. We couldn't do without Bao tonight. I usually do these just to tell you a little about what's new at EDCO. Well, what's new at EDCO is a couple of new faces. One is right down here in the front, Christine Muncie, our new director of events and communications. So she's running the switchboard in terms of our event tonight. And back here is Garrett Lovell, our new director for Bend, so our Bend area director. So super excited to have a couple of new team members with us tonight. What's going on in economic development? Well, we've been working really hard to support entrepreneurship kind of behind the scenes in trying to get some legislation passed or defeated. Last legislative session, there was Senate Bill 1507 There's a decoupling of the qualified business stock from the federal HR1 code, as well as the bonus depreciation that was in HR1. Last week, someone leaked a Prosperity Council agenda, and in it, and number one change in policy is to recouple. That's a big deal. Thank you, Gary. We need that, absolutely. So I've been working really closely with Cara Toronto, with OEN. I worked really closely with OBI, Oregon Business and Industry, through the legislative session, through the governor's office to try and prevent this from becoming law. We're hoping that it just is law for 1 year, but because it's been recognized by the Prosperity Council, I think we have a good chance of getting this back on the table again for us to use as an incentive for investment in early stage companies. So we're super excited about that. Time will tell. That was a leaked sort of set of recommendations that Media Group had pulled together. I've talked to Tim Knope, who's the Prosperity Officer. That is a high priority for them, along with some changes to the CAT tax. Something that we'd all love to see as businesses here in Oregon. So we continue to work at the state legislature and with this Prosperity Council to make it a better Oregon for our businesses. So that's all I got for you tonight. Let's get on with the show. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Thank you, John. Well, we're thrilled to have you all here with us tonight. We do have a very exciting evening in this partnership with Bend Outdoor Worx, and we kindly ask that everyone remain in their seats and in the main room through our program so that we can really support our speakers and give them our full attention. We are so excited to hear from Saturday Swimwear, Pine & Co. and Merge 4 this evening. And if you do need to step out for any reason, we just ask you to stay in the networking area where the presentations will be broadcast live, thanks to Hand in Hand Productions. And this will allow you to continue enjoying the program without disrupting the lineup. So thanks so much for cooperating with that. First up, we are excited to welcome our first pitch with Emily LaPlume, founder and CEO of Saturday Swimwear. Inspired by her outdoor lifestyle and international travels, she launched the brand in 2016 to create functional, stylish swimwear made from recycled materials through ethical, small batch production in California. Please help me welcome Emily to the stage.
Thank you. Hello. Well, you just kind of told my story right there, so I don't even know if I need to do this. Cool. Shopping for a swimsuit is a shockingly frustrating experience. I am sure most of the women in this room can attest to that. It's not because swimsuits are overly complicated garments. It's because they sit right at the intersection of comfort, confidence, and identity. And yet, the industry often tells us we either need to be professional athletes or teenagers lounging by a pool. But most of us don't live in those worlds. We're dog moms, human moms, hikers, bikers, and adventurers. We move through a lot of different versions of life, and we want apparel that actually supports that. Because when something doesn't fit right, when you're constantly adjusting, second-guessing, or feeling uncomfortable, you don't fully show up. You hesitate. You say no. My name is Emily LaPlume, and I started Saturday Swimwear because I believe women shouldn't have to compromise on what we wear or the experiences we say yes to. Back in college, I spent a year living out of a backpack while studying and traveling abroad. I was constantly on the hunt for that one swimsuit that I could hike to a waterfall in the morning, free dive in the afternoon, and still feel good enough to meet friends for a drink at the end of the day. And when I couldn't find it, I did what any rational person would do. I made one myself. With no fashion training, no industry experience, and truly just the confidence of a 20-year-old who didn't know what she didn't know, I turned to my good pal YouTube University. With the $30 sewing machine I bought off Craigslist, I started making swimsuits. At first, they were pretty bad. Then they got better. Eventually, they became something women actually wanted. I started trading swimsuits for accommodation during my travels, which meant I was getting real-time feedback from women all over the world. And what I kept hearing wasn't just about fit or style, it was about how women wanted to feel. Comfortable, supported, confident enough to participate. Without realizing it, I had started a business rooted in something much bigger than swimwear. But my time abroad also exposed me to the darker side of fashion, the waste, pollution, and poor labor conditions behind so many of the products we buy. And this fundamentally changed the way I thought about business. Because suddenly, this wasn't just about designing something functional. It became about asking a much bigger question. What kind of company do I actually want to build? In 2019, I made the decision to rebuild Saturday Swimwear around sustainability. Not because it was trendy, definitely not because it was easy, but because once you see certain things, you can't unsee them. That decision reshaped everything, from materials and trims to packaging and partnerships. For years, my sister and I were hand-making every single suit ourselves. It may sound romantic, but it was also exhausting. You know, there's this narrative in entrepreneurship that hustle is always heroic, that burnout is just a part of the process, that doing everything yourself is somehow proof of commitment. What I have learned is that scaling isn't just about growing revenue, it's about growing capacity. And eventually, we hit our limit. I was faced with one of the hardest decisions I had yet to encounter in business: outsourcing. It wasn't just the question of, can I afford to do this? Although yes, that was a very important question. But really, it was, can I do this without compromising my values? Today, I am proud to work with a female-owned production partner in Los Angeles that shares my standards for quality, ethics, and transparency. And this partnership didn't dilute the brand, it strengthened it. Because values, when treated as operational constraints rather than marketing language, actually lead to better decision-making. Producing domestically has allowed for smaller batches, tighter inventory control, and the flexibility to respond, collaborate, and adapt. It's allowed resilience, and resilience, I have learned, is the true currency of small business. Saturday Swimwear has never been a hyper-growth startup. It's been scrappy and slow and deeply intentional. I have packed orders out of my college apartment, driven thousands of miles across the US to set up events, and said yes to opportunities long before I felt ready. Last fall, I won Title IX's Pitch Fest. Thank you. This was a competition that validated not just my product, but the way I've chosen to build. That momentum led to our first REI accounts and the start of a strong relationship with an outdoor-oriented hotel chain. Throughout this journey, I have realized something important about entrepreneurship. Most businesses are not built on groundbreaking inventions. They're built on small frustrations, quiet observations, and deeply personal problems that someone decides are worth solving. Mine just happened to be swimsuits. But the real story isn't about swimwear. It's about building something that helps people show up more fully in their lives. It's about removing the small barriers that hold us back so we can say yes to the hike, yes to the cold plunge, yes to the trip, yes to the experiences we may have otherwise sat out. Because those small yeses, they add up, and they ultimately shape the lives we get to live. If you would like to say yes to Saturday, you can find me at these local retailers or at SaturdaySwimwear.com. Thank you so much.
Amazing pitch. Well done. Whew. Yeah. The suits are really beautiful.
Thank you.
And so what's like the most common feedback that you receive from people who are wearing them?
I mean, I think people just often talk about the durability and the comfort. And, you know, I often talk about them as being like the no compromise swimsuit. I'm sure every single woman in this room has that experience of, you know, having to compromise on something, whether it's fit, whether it's function, whether it's style or how it's made. And really, my goal is to create that no compromise swimsuit.
Yeah, so you're hitting all those points. That's great.
That's the goal.
Questions for Emily? I mean, I have more questions for sure. Okay, so what is like the next big thing that you're excited about with this?
So my collection launches with Title IX in July.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I am very excited. I just got off, thank you. I just got off a 4-day whitewater rafting trip where they were shooting their late summer collection, and I managed to weasel my way into that shoot. And
Yes,
I said,
you did.
I'm gonna come support you. So yeah, I spent 4 days on the Grand Ronde River with Title IX shooting some of my swimsuits. So we'll be in either their July or August catalog. But yeah, super excited about that, and some other relationships in the works. But yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, what does it feel like to go into REI and see your swimsuits with the beautiful tags, and they have their own rack and a little sign? Like, what does that feel like for you?
Pretty surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. REI felt like one of those, this is my like ultimate, you know, like someday I will be an REI. And then I guess I'm just a little bit of a weasel because I managed to just weasel my way into a couple of the local REIs. But yeah, it feels pretty surreal. You know, like I said, I started this literally in my college dorm 10 years ago. That is 1/3 of my entire life, for those of you who don't know how old I am. And so, yeah, to see it out in the world and to see it in REI is a pretty awesome.
Well, I don't know about you being a weasel. I think you made something really great that people actually want. It is a real gap, and there's plenty of gaps in the market there. So I think you've just created something really smart and really beautiful, and people love it. So, of course, it makes sense that it would work. Okay, any other questions for Emily? Yes. This is a great question. Yeah. So what did the journey to sustainability look like in terms of fabrics and production and all the nitty gritty?
Yeah, that's a great question. When I started the company, sustainability really wasn't, you know, at the core of it. I wanted to just create a beautiful, functional product. And I actually, when I graduated college, decided to close the company. I had lost a little bit of that spark, and I was like, I'm gonna get back to what started it in the first place. So I backpacked around the world for a year and ultimately landed in Australia, which is where I discovered EcoNile regenerated nylon. And so it's basically a recycled material made with industrial waste and ghost fishing nets, and it's repurposed into new fibers. And it just like lit something inside of me. I was like, I can create a product that is filling this void for so many women, but I can also do so consciously. And so really that was like my aha moment in a lot of ways. So I managed to source that material, and really that's kind of what set the foundation. And then from there, everything else, just that became my North Star. And so truly like the trims, hang tags, hygiene liners, you know, all of the little components that otherwise I was like, okay, how can I find these cheaply? I was like, what impact do these pieces have on this process? Consumer education also became a big part of what I prioritize, and just helping customers understand like, okay, how was this product made? Like, where does this come from in the process that, you know, is put into place to get it here? And I think we become so disconnected as consumers because it's an overconsumption mindset for most of us. And so to slow that process down and really be able to share that experience with my customers, I think it's just resonated really well, and it helps you like value something more too. So it's definitely been a journey. I'm not perfect. Swimwear is not perfect. The material is still a plastic-based product. There's a lot of innovations happening out there. Every day I'm trying to find ways to be better. So it's an ever-evolving process for sure. Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, I'm the kind of shopper that I want to buy one thing that I love so much I use it my whole life. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the durability factor allows people to use these suits over and over and over again, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about a bathing suit is once you find one you like, that's it. You're like, oh, I should buy 3 of these. Yeah.
Yep.
Ellen, I think you had a question in the back? Great question. So she's had some really fun new designs that you've developed, and you've worked with lots of different artists, and she wants to know more about that process.
Yeah, so every year I launch what is called my artist series. So I collaborate with a female identifying artist to create a custom print that is inspired by their connection with nature. My prompt is very broad, and it's really just showcase how nature influences your art. And we collaborate on, you know, a color palette and kind of a general direction, but I give them a lot of creative freedom to just just show up how they are. And so it has resulted in some stunning pieces that I get to, I get to also work with these brilliant minds, and it inspires me. And so it gives me a little bit more to be excited about and to talk about. And, I'm sure most entrepreneurs in here can resonate with the fact that like, it feels kind of boastful to talk about yourself and your product and your brand. But when there's somebody else's artwork on my swimsuits, I have no issue bragging about it. So.
Well, and it's just so much more fun doing something like this with someone else, as you said,
Yeah.
and you're complimenting each other. And
Yeah.
what's your favorite suit that you've done so far?
Oh man, that's a hard question. I love every piece, like every artist that I've worked with has just inspired me in so many different ways. To be honest, I am really excited about next year's print.
Love it.
Yeah, it's obviously not out there yet, and the development timeline is a long process. But last thing I'll note on that is the cool part about working with the artists too is it's a wearable piece of art. So you get to dive even deeper into that story about where the product comes from and who designs it. And you actually get to see the person that was like, oh, I hand drew this from flowers that I grew in my garden. And it just like builds that deeper relationship and that deeper connection. So yeah, I love all of the artists I've worked with and all of the prints.
I bet you do, but I think it's really brilliant actually, because the more layers that you can put, you're building customer loyalty,
Yeah.
right? And you're building a relationship to the product. It begins to mean more and more and more for them. So it's really smart from a business standpoint.
I've had a lot of customers who get excited about that like artist series drop, and it becomes kind of this like collectible almost. And so
Yeah.
every year they're like, ooh, who's she gonna work with? And so it's kind of fun for me to like build that customer base too, of just people who prioritize like, that piece of art.
Yeah, and then one day you'll find it on eBay for like $2,000.
Yeah, right?
You're like, I made it. We did a good
Yep.
thing. Okay, any other questions yes, right here, Gary. Is it true every day could
should
be a
feel like
Saturday?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that
I
a
believe
lot.
that wholeheartedly, and I know the Bow folks believe that too. So
The vibe is coming through.
Yeah.
Saturday vibe is here.
Oh,
yeah. Well, even in light of like this wild storm, I'm like, I want to buy a bathing suit right now. I'm like, let's get out there.
Yeah.
I think that is the material we should be wearing in this. So that actually really makes sense. This is beautiful. Congratulations. Well done. And I hope you'll come back and check in with us again. Thanks,
Awesome.
Emily.
Thank you so much.
How about we keep the applause going for Emily? Incredible pitch. The Bow folks have got to be so proud of her. Okay, well done, Emily. So tonight's pitches are brought to you by these amazing partners. Summit Bank is thrilled to sponsor Pub Talk. We are your local business bank, Oregon's fastest growing bank, the bank with beer. And now, after 21 years, we are the second largest bank based in Oregon. We are Summit Bank, Oregon's business bank. And looking to grow your business or strengthen your team, COCC Center for Business and Small Business Development Center offers no-cost advising, practical workshops, and workforce training to help small business owners and organizations across Central Oregon thrive. Visit cocc.edu/Center for Business to learn more. Our next pitch tonight is from Zoe Park and Khaled Abbas from Pine & Co. Founded in 2023 in the Pacific Northwest, Pine & Co. designs outdoor products that bridge city and nature throughout thoughtful design, natural materials, and shared experiences. Its flagship product, the Nomad Box, raised $80,000 from 300 plus Kickstarter backers in 2025. Co-founders Khaled Abbas and Zoe Park bring expertise across engineering, operations, design, and brand strategy. Please help me welcome Zoe and Khaled to the stage.
Thank you. I'm looking for the clicker. Oh, it's right there. Sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm Zoe, and this is Khaled. We're the co-founders of Pine & Co., a Pacific Northwest urban outdoor brand designing for the moments that happen closer to home. And when we think about the outdoors, we often picture adventure, but most outdoor moments are like that. They're simpler, closer, and shared with the people we already know. So you can drive 5 hours for a summit, or you can walk 15 minutes to a park with the people who matter. Both matter, but only one happens every week. So here's what we found. The everyday outdoor is stuck in time. The picnic basket hasn't changed since your grandparents. Did you know that? So function has changed, but form hasn't. And like Emily mentioned, 87% of today's consumers say they want sustainability, yet 90% of hard coolers are that still plastic cube. And the every gathering still requires its own kit. Each piece bought separately, packed separately, and carried separately. Essential products, none of them designed for how we actually gather today. So we're designing the everyday outdoors, an urban outdoor brand built for gathering. 3 things make us different. Design, form and function, finally without compromise. We design from the gathering down, how it opens, how it carries, and how it moves between city and nature. Materials. We use plant-based materials such as bamboo and organic fibers, a real alternative to plastic that made to age with you. And the system. We think in wholes, not parts. Everything we make is designed to belong together. So you bring less and gather more. So for our first product, we're introducing the Nomad Box, a modular picnic system designed as one. Everything you need to gather in one product you actually want to live with. Simple, beautiful, built to last. And to take you through the story behind this and the business we're building, here's Khaled.
Thank you, Zoe. My grandparents had an olive farm on the Mediterranean. We never set up to gather there. We just gathered, blanket on the grass, tea under the trees. What I remember isn't just the food, it's the materials. The tree cork against my back, the cool of polished stone. I spent over a decade building tech indoors and forgot what that felt like. Then I moved to the Pacific Northwest, spent time in California, and it came back. I built on a mat box to bring it back, not for the wilderness, for Tuesday evening by the Deschutes. That's the why. Now the math. 10 billion is the global market for premium outdoor gathering. Our target geos, North America, Australia, and Europe, 2 billion. We project 10 million by 2035. And the market landscape. Outdoor competes for performance, gear, and durability. Yeti and Coleman lead that side. Outdoor gathering is led by traditional brands like Fortnum and Mason. The aesthetic design hasn't changed for decades. Now, Pine & Co., premium, natural material, design-led for the urban host. No one is there. That's our seat. And the market has responded. We raised $80,000 on crowdfunding, 250 plus paid customers before we shipped a single unit. Our strongest audience, women 35 to 55, wellness-oriented hosts. And they showed up strongest in Seattle, San Francisco, and New York. That's our early signal from Kickstarter. Our focus today remains on manufacturing and inventory, and once we look that in, we go to market. D2C first. Why? To prove unit economics in a channel we control. Once the D2C numbers hold, we pilot a specialty retailer, and once that works, we expand to other retail and marketplaces. It's not just an ambition, it's a sequence. We validate one phase before we move to the next. That's the plan. Adjacent brands have proven parts of the category we are building. Rumpel, Snow Peak, Hydro Flask, Yeti. Different products, similar buyer, a premium consumer, paying higher price point for design and lifestyle. Our unit economics, $399 retail, $160 landed cost, 60% gross margin. And that's all the numbers for today. Behind all of this, 3 people, Zoe, and Raya, myself. We are bringing 2 more people to the core team, head of product, head of sales and marketing. If you are someone, or if you know a friend, please come talk to us after. And we prefer the Bend crowd. Adventure is rare, gathering is every day. 3 years ago, Pine & Co didn't exist. We started with memories and a hunch. We showed up every single week, and we turned this into something we could not stop. Last November, a late night conversation in Seattle led to Portland, which led to a last-minute call with Gary Breslin. We flew here for the first time in February, and the high desert of Bend has been inspiring since day one. To every bow mentor, you have been most generous, most fun. To everyone here tonight, if anything resonates, please come find us after. We'd love to chat. We'd love your honest feedback. Thank you.
Really nicely done. Beautiful pitch. It's an incredible product. So have you been taking it out and gathering with it?
Yes, we were trying. Like we are like picnicking with that product. Like there's a prototype, but we're like expecting to having the actual production ready by this year.
And
yes.
Zoe is being humble. We took it to a park, to a beach, to the
Okay,
lake.
okay.
In my Jeep.
Yeah,
everywhere.
okay. The sandwiches and the beverages made it to the gathering. Okay, great. Well, it's a really beautiful product too, and I can see why so many people are drawn to it. Questions for Zoe and Khaled? I mean, I do have a lot of questions. We're a very polite crowd tonight. Okay, yes, John. Yeah, this is a great question. So he said, given the price that you shared with us, where does that sort of fit into the marketplace? And then also maybe tell us a little bit about like the add-ons that we can.
We looked at the Yeti price point. It was $350, and we wanted to position this as a better alternative in terms of material, design, all-in-one functionality. So we have some Yeti customers who have the cooler who've been backing us on Kickstarter. And yeah, that was kind of the price point we compared with. We don't want to sell cheap. We want to keep the price comfortable so we can keep our profit margins. We can give a good customer support. We can make it better. So yeah, but we have to do good marketing and sell the product though.
And then, so I'm assuming you're like testing other products that are kind of positioned adjacently. And what are you observing? Like, what makes this product better than like a Yeti, for example?
So what makes it better? Yeah. So first thing, the material is all natural. So everything is plant. So we use bamboo, cork, algae, even apple peel. We are testing coconut husk. So it's all sustainable. So manufacturing honestly has been really hard for us. We could have done this finished by last year, but we are still doing it. I think the all-in-one system, so it has, for example, the tabletop, the cutting board, the table. So every corner has been thought as a feature, and I think it replaces 5+ products in one. It has a cooler as well, of course. So I think it's a lot of value to the customer.
I think it also looks a lot better. Can I say that? Is there an elephant in the room? It's like from an aesthetic standpoint, it's gorgeous.
So
yeah.
that's our kind of point because I'm not super outdoorsy person per se, but I want to go out doing the park. Go out usually either I need to compromise. One, it looks pretty but crappy. It doesn't work, And you saw that picnic basket that all the sand going in and it's really hard to carry it, but it looks pretty, that's it. Or really durable, nice ones look ugly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to carry around, like, let's say that I have a picnic and I have to go back to my office. I'm not going to bring that to my office. It's not stylish enough. So we wanted to be like focusing on the why we have to compromise those things. So focusing on the people who are living in the urban but still want to go out and have fun and look great as well. Yes.
Yeah, it's an Instagram dream, I think, is what we would call that. But also I love that you can wear it as a backpack. So
Yes.
that's a very cool feature. Yeah, really neat.
Yeah, I think that was one of the main things we thought about. And since we started designing this, two more backpack cooler products came out, which validates what we are working on. But we have more than that, so we are good.
Yeah.
And we have multiple carrying options. So on the back, on the shoulder, or like this. Or I like to hug it as well. It's good.
No, immediately I was like, I want that for when I'm like traveling to put my stuff in. Yeah, it's very cool. Okay, any other questions? Yes, right here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this is a question for Khaled. So you have a background in shipping software, and so what was it like shifting into shipping actual physical products? What was that journey like for you?
Yeah, it was a lot of challenges because I'm used to speed and we have to be more patient here. So I think we applied a lot of team processes, engineering processes here, and it worked for the team. So we were surprised how we could apply what we learned from there. Yeah, it's different, more challenging, but we had to speak like with Bao Group, for example. We realized we have to be more patient than we thought. There are more details. I think we had a lot of challenges though, yeah.
Yes, for sure. But while we were doing it, obviously we need to be patient and everything, but learning like the value of like that slow pace, understanding the nature of it. You cannot force things, you cannot hack the way, there's no shortcut. I think they're learning all that kind of things. And plus, through going that, we're meeting people. I think business, entrepreneurship is about the people and relationship, which is what we're going for. We're talking about the gathering, talking about the experience, talking about the community. I think we're already living like through this journey. So I think that was the most valuable thing we learned.
That's really beautiful. Okay, I think we have one more question. Yes, in the back. Hi. Okay, thank you for that question, Bola. Okay, so what are you stewarding with the product? And say the second part again. And what does stewardship mean to you? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and what does stewardship mean to you? Why is that important?
Sorry, can you elaborate?
Yeah, so like what are you really trying to build here in terms of community, like some of the things that you've mentioned, sustainability, what are you trying to be a leader in terms of this product?
We want people to connect with nature, connect with themselves, connect with the people. I think especially since COVID, we are too used to kind of isolate ourselves, and then they're so limited. We want to go out, have a gathering, have a moment, but I think a lot of things are hassle-some, like the bottleneck of it. Just go to the bar anyways. Let's go to just brunch, just sit down there. But I think that if this one is really quick and easy and effortless like this, everyone wants to actually go quickly out. Let's have a picnic quickly. Not just like 10 hours of the setup and then finally we're going there, thousands of pictures. You know, I mean like, just for sake of it. And then you just do it for like twice a year, maybe, because it's too much. So what we're trying to do is one of my ambition. I want to make picnic sexy again. Yes.
Yes. I mean, do you have anything to add? That was pretty perfect. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, that's a comprehensive. I'm a numbers guy. So just a number, like the dream in 10 years, like Pine & Co., the centerpiece for 1 million people who haven't been enough outdoor, and they're spending time in the parks and beaches of New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland. They are spending more time outside together. I think that's a dream. That's kind of a cultural shift, and we want to bring that more here.
Yeah, make it easy for people. Well, my body temperature went up a little on that last response, so I'm going to say I think you did good. This was really, really great, and I hope that you will come back and give us an update once everything is out into the world and tell us how people are loving it. Thank you so much, Zoe and Khaled. That was amazing. Good job. Ooh, lots of love for Zoe and Khaled. I had to get me one of them picnic kits. This is what I've been missing. Wow, they're sexy. They are. Mission accomplished. Okay, again, tonight is not possible without community partnerships. At BBSI Central Oregon, we stand shoulder to shoulder with local business owners, combining deep regional roots with a robust national framework to elevate your workforce and protect your bottom line. By seamlessly integrating strategic business consulting with HR, payroll, and risk management, we give you the ultimate peace of mind and the freedom to focus entirely on growing your business. Our final speaker tonight is Cindi Busenhart, founder and CEO of Merge4. Merge4 is a Santa Cruz, California-based B Corp certified performance sock brand built at the convergence of action sports, music, and original art. The premise is simple. Every step is an opportunity to perform better and to do better. Please help me welcome Cindi to the stage.
I have notes. I'm a cheater. Sorry. Hello, and I can see now. I'm Cindi Busenhart. I've been in action sports for over 30 years. I built one of the original snowboard brands, snowboard outerwear brands. We engineered outerwear for extreme conditions, and we ended up selling that brand. Then later on, one day I watched my son kickflip his skateboard for the millionth time, and he blew out another pair of socks. Premium brand, super popular logo. And then I went out and bought him a new pair, and for the first time, I really looked at them. We built outerwear tough enough to survive extreme conditions. Why can't a sock survive a skate park? There you go. Merge4 flips that. We engineered performance socks. We engineered the construction. Artists get a platform. We're certified B Corp. And like all good things, every sort of story comes, Merge4 comes with a story. That's me and my son Brig. Whoops, sorry. That's me and my son Brig. And when I told him I was gonna start a sock brand, he said, "Mom, you can't do that." So that was the moment that I decided to change everything. So here's what became of that moment. We've got a nice little video for you. I think we do. Thanks.
These socks are seriously the best socks ever. I bought them 2 years ago here at Stagecoach. I ride horses, and they're the only socks I wear in my boots. The best. They stay up.
So we merged together action sports, events, artists, let's see here, and amazing athletes. These are performance socks that are technical and built to last. We give artists a platform, and their art shows up at events like Coachella, at skate parks, in video games like the Tony Hawk video game. Merge4 has 3,700 verified reviews with an average of 4.8 stars, with 52% returning customers in a $47 billion global market. Socks are the #1 gifted items of apparel in the world, yet the category is owned by brands with no story, no artist equity, and no authenticity. This is actually what performance looks like. Moisture-wicking soles, padded impact zones, seamless handling toes, which gives you no blisters, Colt weave graphics. There's no reason to have art on your socks if they blow out when you put your socks on. There's light compression, which gives you better circulation and comfort built in. And here for this room, sustainability is a huge thing. So plant-based dyes. We use Reprieve recycled fibers, which is a plastic bottle that recycles into yarns and fibers. We use organic cotton whenever possible. So sustainability isn't just a marketing category for us, it's actually built into the construction. The people who've said yes to Merge 4 are the best of the best. We've got Jimbo Phillips, who does the artwork for Santa Cruz skateboards, athletes like Steve Caballero, Greg Minar, one of the best mountain bikers of all time. We have Olympic skateboarders. We've had Kiss. Gene Simmons actually called me. That was a good one. And we did socks for the Jane Goodall Institute, which is an absolute honor for me. These 2 slides that I just showed you, it is actually what the power of relationships look like. Like I said, I've been in the industry for a long time. So being in Coachella and Stagecoach and California Roots, Tony Hawk video, placement like that is something that I'm sure you can get with a check, but we actually got that with 30 years of showing up. We have 5 revenue channels that are all working right now. D2C, Amazon, so we can own our ASINs, wholesale, Merge 4 event activations, and custom socks. Those 5 channels diversify us, and our blended margins are at 56%. Custom socks are also a cash flow by structure. Customers pay 50% partial payment up front, so it's a cash flow tool. And for D2C, Merge 4 has an AOV of average of over $50, 82% conversion improvement, and 52% returning customers. So people come back, and for me, that's what really matters. Every brand has 3 chapters, and getting there hasn't been easy for us. We've survived the pandemic, we've survived supply chain crisis, we've pivoted, we've rebuilt, and that for me is resilience and grit, which on any entrepreneur is absolutely necessary. We've managed because we have awesome leadership, we have a small but very mighty team, we've got great community and awesome product. Our manufacturing relationship is also solid. We've established terms with our factory, which is unheard of. We have net 60 terms. Most emerging brands, or brands in particular, have supply chain challenges. We've already kicked those tires and stress tested that. And also, I want to address something in this room. We've got a pretty hefty balance sheet, and so that shows a lot of debt. But I know that. But the majority of that debt is subordinated shareholder debt, and it continues to, it's subordinated shareholder debt. Not convertible debt, not stress financing. Our existing shareholders chose to continue backing our company through the hard years. So that's not a leverage problem, that's a vote of confidence, and I hope you guys all see it that way. In 2026, we stabilize. In 2027 to 28, we build and prove. In 2029 to 2031, we plan and execute the exit. Stance just recently got acquired. They're actually in Target now. So with that said, I firmly believe that Merge 4 is the brand that retailers and consumers will want next. This is awesome, part 2. The people around us are exceptional. And that includes the Bow team too, by the way. But everybody that we've been around to is just exceptional. Guy Kawasaki, So this is our board of advisors. Guy Kawasaki, tech giant. Rob Roskop, pro skateboarder, legend, co-founder of Santa Cruz Bikes. So his entire team actually put Merge 4 socks to the test. Hillary Bryant, tech founder and former mayor of Santa Cruz. And for me, the quiet giant is Nico Peruzzi, who's given me analytics that match what I had when I was vice chair of Snow Sports Industries of America. For us, Oregon is the natural next step. $14 billion outdoor economy, Bend, Portland, Hood River. These communities are built on exactly the same culture that Merge 4 is built on. So what we're asking for right now, everyone here at this EDCO forum, is access to your retail and wholesale introductions, access to your events and artists, and any sort of capital network. We know how to activate, we just need to get the door opened. Like I said, socks are the most purchased apparel item in the world. Recession-proof, which I talked to somebody about that earlier. We've proven that. We started with a kid that was blowing through his socks and a mother who knew how to build better. We've pivoted, we've rebuilt, we've kept walking. The question isn't whether this brand has a future. The question is whether you want to be a part of it. Thank you.
Great pitch. I'm a big sock person myself, so I freaking love socks. But I get so sad when they blow out.
They blow out.
They blow out. It's so sad. And you're like, now what? Then I feel like a jerk because I have socks that have no heels and it's worthless. It's upsetting. Yeah. So
my son was blowing out a sock so fast that it was just driving me crazy.
Yeah.
It was a well-known brand. We were paying good money for them. And I figured if I know the weaves of fabrics and innovation there, because as Gary knows, we've won all kinds of innovation rewards in my past, we should put that into socks. It's a totally underdeveloped category.
Absolutely, and it's so interesting. Like at Stagecoach, the person who uses them to ride horses, like this is like everybody wears socks. Like almost everybody wears socks. Yeah. She's like, they stay up. I'm like, I felt that. I was like,
well, she was awesome. She came back for more, so came back to find us.
Yeah, I have a brand you just mentioned, and they're slipping. So, any questions? Yes, right here. How'd you come up with the name?
That's another good question. So I was in the snowboard industry for years, and it really bothered me that snowboarders at the very beginning and skiers just would not get together. It just drove me crazy. So I came up with Merge 4 in the sense that you should merge together. Merge for good. We work with nonprofits. Merge for art. You can do art. But also, my last brand was a very common name. And this is a little bit easier for all you attorneys in the room for IP. So that's how I came up with the name.
Yeah, I love that you considered that because some of the names some days you're like, where did this made up word come from? Okay, yes. What's your warranty policy?
We have a happiness guarantee. Good that you asked that question. Yeah, so if anything goes wrong, we'll actually return it. We have such great quality of our socks that we never, ever get any sort of returns.
That is awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Very cool. Right here, Jarrell. Is your son a big fan?
He has to be.
Does he wears the socks?
Yeah, of course he does, yeah.
Who's your primary demographic?
I'd say it's really kind of large. The primary demographic could be anywhere from 22 to like 45. So yeah, it's moving in that direction depending on what you're looking at. Primarily women. 60. Primarily women. Because women, as we all know, buy for their family as well. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you pick the artists?
Oh, it's again the power of relationships. Mm-hmm. So I've known people for years, and that's been one of the most amazing things. The people behind us, that even from board members to artists, are just what they bring to the table is just awesome.
I bet that's one of your favorite parts. Yeah,
one of
it's
my
gotta
favorite
be
parts
for sure. Okay, another question for Cindi. Yes. Do you have a merino?
No wool. I don't believe in mulesing, so I don't know if you know anything about wool, but they actually take the animal and kind of skin the back end, so I won't use wool.
Okay, so no wool. And we're all going to take that home with us. And I was like, I had no idea. I'm going to have to go through my sock drawer. Yes. Where does John buy a pair of these socks tomorrow?
You can go right online, and we have a nice little 50% off card when you walk out of here.
Ooh.
So you can take that
That's
card.
like a buy one, get one free.
There you go. Yeah, so you can give them a test drive.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
But you can literally feel the difference once you put them on.
I could feel it just by looking at the slides. I was like, my arches are going to love those. I'm a big sock lady.
You put them to the test. You won't get a blister. I can guarantee you that.
No blisters. Okay. How about another question for Cindi? Yeah, this is a great question. Do you have any numbers based on like the actual longevity of the socks, maybe compared to other brands?
Well, my friend Jordan here has probably had socks that are at least 5 years old.
Yeah, okay, so he is actually wearing a pair of socks that have lasted 4 or 5 years. That's actually very impressive.
So we're all about durability. Again, my son was kickflipping, and it was just driving me crazy that he would go through socks like that. There's got to be different opportunities, and I know there's more innovation than are just chomping at the bit, actually.
Okay, so this guy skates, he goes through 3 pairs of socks a week. This is your customer right here.
Why? You know, that's the whole reason why.
Oh, yes, the great sock mystery. So should we talk about longevity and the quality, but what happens when her dryer eats one of the socks?
Well, you should have multiple pairs because then you can mix and match them.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I think we have one more for Cindi. Okay, this is a fun question. So you've had like incredible partnerships, incredible collaborations, and what was like the one partnership where you're like, yeah, we made it?
I'd say probably the Coachella partnership. Yeah. We started working with an artist that does all the art for them, and that kind of moved forward into a relationship with the founder of Golden Voice. So that opened the door to, they have general stores about, depending on the year, about 18 general stores throughout Coachella. So we got to be in that. And then the next year, we got to be in their main merch. And then we got on their app. And then we were still in the founder's tent, so it's actually manifested as something amazing, and I'm incredibly grateful for that.
I've never been to Coachella, didn't know it was a big sock event, but that does make sense.
People get there, they go there with their brand new docks.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And
then they're in
and
trouble.
They get blisters. And
Yeah.
so they always come to us for
And
socks.
you're like,
It's
I got
great.
you covered. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got one more in the back. Thanks, Rita. What drew you to Bow?
That's a great question. So I was talking to a woman at CSUMB's California State Monterey Bay, and she introduced me to an attorney who said, oh, I know this great company called Bow. And so I was like, oh, I was on the phone with him, and so I started looking online as he's talking to me, and I've noticed that the founder, one of the co-founders, was Gary Braceland. And Gary and I used to work together at the company I had before. So as this attorney is talking to me, I'm texting Gary, hey, Gary, I heard about Bow. What? And the attorney's still talking to me, and all I can think of is this is $600 an hour. But I'm texting Gary, and he's all, yeah, you should try it. So after I hung up with the attorney, I called Gary. And I'm so grateful for, I've gone through some of the measures and steps and things that Bow brought us to, but it really kind of brought things together, things that I've been pushing off for a while. And I'm incredibly grateful. So I took the hike from Santa Cruz to Bend, which I love Bend. So yeah, and it's like I said, it's a natural next step for Merge 4.
That's great. A great question. And what a wonderful way for us to close tonight. Well, Cindi, this was an amazing presentation. I can't wait to get your socks on my feet.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I hope you'll stay in touch with us. And yeah,
thank you.
Really well
Appreciate
done.
it.
Yeah. All right, my friends, how about another round of applause for all of our speakers? Gary, you really know how to bring in the good ones. I mean, I'll give you that. Yeah, this has been a delight. Okay, what an incredible evening, my friends. Mark your calendars for June 2026 events. The Made in Redmond tour will take place on June 12th. You don't want to miss EDCO's Made in Jefferson County tour, which is on June 18th, and tickets are available now. Our June Pub Talk is going to be at OSU Cascades as we partner with Invent OR. Mark your calendar for June 25th. And more information on these events and more can be found at edco.com, edcoinfo.com/events. And I want to say special thanks once again to Open Space and Hand in Hand Productions for making all of this happen tonight. This has been phenomenal. I'm Shannon Kelly, thrilled to have spent this time with you. Connect with our founders, and we'll see you next month. Thank you.